There was a time when the Mushroom Kingdom was a place of peace and joy. Its citizens lived their lives happily, and Princess Peach was the embodiment of kindness and sweetness. However, there was a shadow that loomed over this enchanted land, the fearsome Bowser. Bowser, the king of the Koopas, was a formidable creature, with his spiky shell and fierce jaws. From a young age, he was known to be a troubled child. He grew up in a turbulent environment devoid of the love and care that every living being deserves. This turned him into a being filled with resentment and bitterness. While all of his siblings seemed to find their own ways of dealing with the hardships of life, Bowser was lost in pain. He saw brute strength as the only way to claim what he believed he deserved, and so began his relentless mission to conquer the entire kingdom. From the early trailers, we could tell that Bowser was the main villain of the Mario movie. The poor cute penguins tried to resist, but Bowser's power was too great, and small snowballs couldn't stop his army of Koopas. To demonstrate his strength, Bowser melted the penguin's castle with his terrible flames. And not only is he evil, but he's also incredibly strong. However, behind his menacing demeanor, a deep sadness lurked. Bowser never knew true love and friendship, and it consumed him. He envied the joy and togetherness found in the homes of the kingdom's people. Seeing Princess Peach surrounded by friends and loyal protectors made the pain of his loneliness increasingly unbearable. But where did Bowser truly come from? His origins remain uncertain. But what we do know is that he was likely brought into existence by the malevolent Magic Koopa, Kamek. From a tender age, as depicted in the game Yoshi's Island, the King of the Koopas had his very own castle. That might seem exciting for a child, but it was undoubtedly a profoundly lonely existence as well. One can imagine that the wicked sorcerer whispered to young Bowser throughout his childhood, proclaiming that his destiny was to rule over the Koopas and spread conquest and malevolence. Thus, Bowser endured an exceedingly desolate childhood, devoid of friends or companions to play with, and constantly bombarded with the notion that he should seize everything and everyone. It is understandable then that upon first laying eyes on Princess Peach, he swiftly fell in love. He saw in her, with her lustrous golden locks and noble demeanor, a glimmer of hope and sweetness previously unknown to him. Bowser became convinced that by capturing Princess Peach, he could finally fill the void within his heart. He believed that by coercing her into loving him, he would find the elusive happiness he yearned for. However, his approach to the princess was crass and insensitive, a reflection of the upbringing he had endured. Consequently, she outright rejected him. Princess Peach consistently resisted his advances, and valiant heroes like Mario and Luigi constantly emerged to rescue her. With each defeat, Bowser's sorrow deepened. He questioned what was inherently flawed within himself, why happiness remained so agonizingly out of reach. He found himself trapped in an unrelenting cycle of sadness and fury, feeding off his own lingering resentment. In his heart, Bowser knew that his pursuit of happiness through domination was destined to fail. So Bowser, a powerful creature who had spent most of his life without parents' companionship or affection, was desperate for a connection. He decided to create his own child using the magic at his disposal, giving life to Bowser Jr., a miniature version of himself. Bowser's passion for Peach was so intense that he lied to his son, claiming that she was his mother. However, in a moment of honesty, Bowser reveals the truth to Bowser Jr., acknowledging that Peach wasn't his biological mother. The young Jr., as intelligent as his father, had already realized the lie. Although his approach was controversial and involved lies, Bowser believed that by having a child, he could break the cycle of loneliness and isolation that marked his own life. He sought to give Bowser Jr. a better life than he had, hoping that his son wouldn't experience the same pains and sorrows he went through. Essentially, Bowser wanted a child to fill the emotional void in his life and provide a different experience from his own lonely childhood, even if his motivations were distorted by his nature as a villain. But did you know that Bowser doesn't hate Mario and Luigi just for thwarting his plans? There's something much deeper that you can't even imagine behind it. If you've made it this far, it means you're enjoying Bowser's story, and we still have many interesting and sad things to talk about him. One of the greatest villains of recent times. Comment down below, #Koopa, if you're enjoying it. Speaking of the King of the Koopas, now we know that not everyone likes Bowser, besides him being lonely and lacking affection. He also has his plans thwarted by Mario and Luigi. But the most shocking thing is that Bowser doesn't hate them just for that. Bowser feels envy towards Mario and Luigi for the fact that they have a family, while he himself grew up without that kind of emotional bond. The absence of parents and the feeling of loneliness drive Bowser to desire, and in a certain sense, envy the familial connection that Mario and Luigi enjoy. He witnesses the unity between the brothers and their dedication to protecting and supporting each other, something he has never experienced himself. This envy intensifies his resentment towards Mario and Luigi because they possess something he deeply desires but has been denied. But anyway, his heart was vulnerable, so even more wicked and malicious villains than him took advantage of his weakness. Despite his violent and rude appearance and behavior, there are beings worse than Bowser, such as Count Bleck and Fawful, who inflict cruelties upon the King of the Koopas at certain moments. To give you an idea, Fawful is a servant of Cackletta, a villain who steals Princess Peach's voice, and that's when Bowser and the Mario brothers team up. However, Fawful takes advantage of the moment when Bowser is unconscious and puts Cackletta's spirit into his body, creating a being called Bowletta. As for Count Bleck, he managed to forcefully marry Bowser and Princess Peach after releasing the Chaos Heart, intending to use it to open the Void, a direction-devouring black hole. Despite it being Bowser's dream, he realized that in this way, even if he married Peach, he would only bring destruction and, most importantly, suffering to Peach herself, whom he loved. And not just her, but also his son, the little Bowser Jr., as the entire dimension would be consumed because of it. Bowser's suffering was so great that once, when he was defeated, he fell into the scorching lava, and his adoptive father, the wicked Kamek, simply brought him back, but without skin and muscles, only his bones. Poor Bowser, only to be defeated once again by Mario. It's so humiliating to be defeated in life and then be defeated again after death. One almost feels sorry for Bowser. Almost. Anyone who goes through all this would certainly need therapy sooner or later, and that's exactly what we see Bowser doing in that support group in the movie Wreck-It Ralph, along with many other villains. And it's a good thing they were all there, because if they weren't, it would mean they had succeeded in their wickedness. Phew! And the funniest part is that they even have a motto. Anyway, now speaking seriously, we can conclude that Bowser's life will be filled with moments of loneliness, remorse, and regret. He longs for the opportunity to find inner peace and joy, but it seems that he is destined to carry the weight of his choices forever. While Bowser may be considered a villain, we cannot deny the sadness that permeates his story. He is an example of how the lack of love and care can shape a person in a negative way, leading them to seek happiness in the wrong places. In the end, Bowser will never be happy because his approach to attaining happiness is based on distorted feelings and the desire for control. He fails to understand that true happiness can only be found when we learn to love and be loved in a healthy and genuine manner. While the Mushroom Kingdom continues to thrive with its enchanting landscapes and vibrant characters, Bowser remains isolated in his own castle, trapped in his sadness and bitterness. Thus, Bowser's sad and dark trajectory shows us that true happiness lies in the ability to love and be loved, to find joy in human connections, and to learn from our mistakes. Unfortunately, for Bowser, these lessons will remain elusive, and he will be eternally imprisoned in his own sorrow. Thank you for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this charismatic and lonely villain. Please share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.